It is a quiet Sunday morning and we have arrived in Hanoi, Vietnam. This is the French Quarter and we are going to explore. Uh-oh, what do I see down there? I haven't been outside more than 5 minutes and there is McDonald's. This is the post office. This is the first time I have had someone in a post office come to me and actually ask to help me send my postcard. Perhaps I will do that later. Those people are choosing their postcard now. I think it's interesting that because it's Sunday morning, there's no traffic. Every time I've seen this on YouTube, there's plenty of motorcycles, but I also see there is a barricade there. Perhaps there'll be something special that I can photograph later. This is a very picturesque street, and I think I'm fortunate to say again that there is no traffic. This is why the street is closed. They close it off so these children can, there she goes, ride these little vehicles. Here's the selection that they are for rent, and I see this woman's talking about picking one for her family. There's another rental place. And what do you think this is? A utility box. I think I see an idea in the making. And this is the park. It's a little rainy, but it's still a beautiful day. It's a little more of the park. This is a very famous lake. It's in the middle of a park in the middle of the city. As you can see as I pan out. And it's a very nice park. We walked around it yesterday. As you can see, there is no guardrail. So I better watch and not fall in. It's interesting. I have never seen so many people taking pictures. People are taking pictures of people everywhere. I don't quite understand. And they take them over and over again. This group here, these 4 women have been taking their picture taking just in the last few feet. And here comes the other lady. More people taking pictures. I like it because the Asians like to use cameras. This is a very interesting gate in this park. This is Hanoi. Busy, alive, kind of sunny now. Yesterday was raining. These buildings fascinate me. They're all beautiful in a strange way. Well, it's noisy, and this is their electrical system right here. Kind of interesting. Crossing a street here makes the bicycles in Amsterdam look easy. And this is an easy street. They never stop. And they just go around you. I think I found the fashion street. I don't know how this will turn out. It is so noisy, but there's some fashions over there, and this is the traffic again. Many, many scooters. And imagine, there's a whole city of this. It just goes on and on and on. I think I need to buy a dress. I kind of think this one would look cute. We walked along here yesterday, and I have to say this would be considered the upscale section of Hanoi. Sort of like the Park Avenue. Maybe we all run into Bloomingdale's, eventually Macy's, maybe not, I don't know. many, many scooters. And it's interesting how a parking lot, many bicycles. A good vocation in this place is fixing motor scooters. Many, 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 many motor scooters. Something tells me the new Green Deal would not approve of all these motor scooters. Nope, 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 nope. A jaywalker's paradise. You can walk if you can get through. You can walk. They generally just slow down and go around you. I love it. And this is rush hour in Hanoi at 5 p.m. Tuesday evening. Well, this is Ho Chi Minh Square that we are going to now be touring. This is an interesting march. This is the house where Ho Chi Minh lived. He didn't want to live in his palace. He lived here alone. So he's a lonely man. This is the One Pillar Pagoda. There is a story behind it about a king who needed to have a son. He had many daughters. So he prayed, and the god who was on the lotus tree had a little boy, and eventually he had a son, so he built this pagoda for her to honor her. This is a turtle. Turtles stand for longevity. Big turtle. But he looks like a friendly turtle. Yes, I am. You will have a long life. Oh dear, I hope it's a healthy one. Yes, it will be. Here we go on the cyclo. And Jonathan is behind me. There he is. Haha, I'm ahead of him. There he is. Okay, today is the cyclo ride, and here I am in my little cyclo, and everybody's coming around me. Yikes, why me? Dear. Why am I falling behind? Everybody's further ahead than I am. Ah! There is a very beautiful park all along the river. Flowers. Hue is a beautiful city. As we drive along, here is a gate along the river. This looks like this one. I am following. And there is a statue way up there. Whoa! This will give you some feeling of how it is to be riding in a cyclo. Well, look at this. It's an actual stoplight, and we really stopped. Let's see if the people also stop. Oh, it's a big intersection, so perhaps that's what works a little differently. Ooh, here we go. Ah! We're doing a left turn out of the right-hand lane. Ah, there we're doing. Ah, there's that car. Oh my goodness, and here comes a bus. Oh, and he's not stopping. Okay, and here, well, we made it. Now we're crossing the bridge. We're moving quite slowly. Our eyes are burning. I think we need a little of the green tea over here. Ah. I don't think all these motor scooters would pass inspection for emissions. Okay, this is what identifies me as a tourist. Uh-oh. And here we go, another left turn out of the right-hand lane. Oh, I love it, the car's right there. Ah, yikes. Then we're going around. These people here are waiting for their tourists to take on their ride. That's what it looked like before we got on our cyclos. That looks pretty formidable. Oh, I see those guns poking out up. This is the gate to the Forbidden City that we're going to go see. It is very beautiful. On one side is the gate, and if you cross the road, the other side is the fort. They had the Tet Offensive for 26 days, and there are many bullet holes in this fort. This is the Forbidden City, and it is very beautiful.
So among the 15 things of the manuscript, only 3 aside.
These beautiful ponds are in front of the palace with koi fish in them. Very elegant. This is the Forbidden City, designed on the basis of the one we saw in China. Beijing, to be correct. Very different than Beijing in the foreign city, as you notice how few people. Vietnam is still an undiscovered tourist treasure. Much of this has been restored though. It was bombed and bombed for 26 days during the Tet Offensive. So some of the pictures I have show the destruction. How sad. And here is more of the city. It is truly vast, just like in Beijing, but these renovations are much more extensive than I saw in Beijing. It's beautiful here. This is a wedding destination for the Chinese. We wear matching t-shirts, but I think these ladies wear matching dresses. They are very pretty dresses. These Asian tourists are dressing up to get their picture taken. I wonder if I can get Jonathan to put one on. Maybe I could try that. That looks really fun. This is the costume room. I wonder if they're my size. The makeup and costume designers. This is the Queen's makeup table. Very similar to mine. Here they come. Many cycles. The reason that people don't get hurt is really because they don't go that fast. And we're driving along. This is a pretty building, and there's some roads down this way. So this is a fairly nice area, if you can hear me. Oh, here we come to the one street light again. We're on our way back to the hotel. Uh-oh, this time it's a red light. But now there's their numbers. Ticking down, ticking down. Uh-oh, get ready to go. Here I am, going against traffic. There's me against the bus. And then I made it. This is more typical of what you see instead of all the nice shops. A lot of motorcycles everywhere. Little stores. We just had lunch at this beautiful resort on our way to Da Nang. This is the bay. The view from the resort was a lovely lunch. These are some lovely little houses near this resort. Well, we're standing up here on the top of this mountain, trying to take a photo. Way off in the distance is a city, but it's very foggy. It's very humid. I don't think my camera's gonna see too much, but there's some pretty flowers here. Oh, there's some, see? And you can hear the scooters ever present. These are our welcome drinks. As Jonathan said, Mr. and Mrs. Dragon Fruit. Okay.
Xin chào. Welcome to Roma.
This is our hotel. We have just arrived. It is beautiful. We have a couch. And we have another couch for our guests as soon as we figure out who they're going to be. But the best part is Jonathan is about to show you. And he's opening the door. Is that we have an ocean view from our room. I think this is the first time I've ever been in a place with an ocean view. And there is the ocean, the China Sea.
China Beach.
And this is China Beach. As Jonathan just reminded me, I am at China Beach in Vietnam. Another place I never would have guessed I would be one day. And this is the bathroom. Yes, I am looking a bit bedraggled, but we had a great day. And this is, as I turn around, as you can see in the mirror, those are the most elegant robes I've ever seen in a resort. And here's the shower, which I'm looking forward to. This is the market. We are visiting a house right now. It is Friday in Da Nang. This gentleman is 81 years old and he has a very beautiful garden, which is not typical, at least not from what I've seen. Okay, we're already at the starting gate. And is favored odds 10 to 1. And off they go. This is Hoi An. 25 years ago it was a poor village, but tourism has brought prosperity. Hoi An has become a tourist destination and there are many, many shops and tourists from everywhere. Purses and tourists. It's a busy place. It's very pretty. And you see many tourists. Sometimes instead of an onslaught of scooters, it's an onslaught of a tourist group. Many more dresses. I don't know if I would reel that in Bethel Park. This is the Chinese temple in Hoi An. Very beautiful. These little seats fascinate me. They're all over the place and people use them. This is where our group is going to have dinner tonight. Well, no, not really. And as Jonathan said, this is the bar. Now, if you want to imagine Hanoi, look at this place and think of the exact complete opposite. You probably noticed my Hanoi film earlier on. There's bicycles here, but not too many, if any, scooters. The problem with shopping here is I really can't buy something I might end up seeing in Target. This is definitely a fashion spot. Jonathan is particularly interested in that suit. Then we like this. These dresses are quite fashionable. Coats, not in Vietnam. Oh, Jonathan's not going to be able to decide whether he wants this lovely red suit or perhaps this little flower pattern. He might get both. He could afford it here. This is kind of a typical spot. But here's a giveaway to that fact that there's still some work to be done here. That's their electrical grid. You walk around this place and all of a sudden you can walk into something. This is very beautiful. They've just finished celebrating their New Year's, as you see 2019 there. And that's decorated for the holiday that's just finished. It's a very important holiday for them. And there's another part of this complex. This is the river and the stores, and this is basically Hoi An now. More prosperous than it was, but still a ways to go. We are at the Chu Chi Tunnels, and we just had a lovely picnic lunch. And here is a gentleman getting his dinner. This is the scenery around these tunnels. These tunnels were made by the Viet Cong during the war, and we're going to be hearing about them and seeing some of them and maybe going into them. It depends how big you are, and some of them are pretty difficult to get into, so we'll see what happens. But this was the lunch pavilion. They've done a lot of interesting things in Vietnam. This is the entrance to the Chu Chi Tunnel. Now our guide is going to tell us more about the Chu Chi Tunnels and the war. It's very interesting. This is the stairs to the tunnels. It's a little steep, so I didn't do it. Jonathan will tell me all about it. Jonathan's next to this crater from a bomb, and it's pretty filled in now after 40 years, so that gives you some idea. But here we are in the Vietnam jungle, and it's all new trees because it was all burned by the Agent Orange. So all of these vines and trees are called Chu Chi trees.
50% of us can get into this tunnel, and every day hundreds of people going to the tunnel and go down the tunnel, but they had to make sure that people couldn't tell that there was people going in or out. So the last one had to camouflage the lid. Okay. Later, the lid from the forest drop down, cover everything around here. Hands up, hands raised up, and lower the body down.
He's not going down.
He will. Goodbye.
Wow.
Is he gonna come back? You see? When you raise your hands up.
He came from one tunnel and out the
Over
other.
here, press work.
Yeah, look what's down in there. Look what's down in there.
Oh, here is called the bamboo trap.
That looks painful.
Wow.
So we sharpen the bamboo stick, and then we put the bamboo stick on the fire. Then after that, we put oil onto the stick. Then the stick has very high quality, lasts very long, strong, solid, and sharp.
This is the meeting bunker, and they're having a meeting right now. Here we are, all down here, and there's Jonathan, who's going to give some advice, and especially financial.
And at that time, they were on together. 100 people could get into Saigon for attacking at that time. And 3/4 of them were arrested. You can tell this is the front, this is the back. But in the past, if the communists they were like this, or like this, it's the same. Why? Because they wanted to make sure that when people saw the imprint of the sandal, they couldn't tell it goes this way or that way.
This lady is demonstrating making uniforms.